So the long-awaited Domination XL Gamemode is finally here in Call of Duty WW2, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on whether or not I prefer this version of Domination versus the original Domination we've had these past few months. Let's get right into the video. So when it comes to Call of Duty, Domination has been one of the most played game modes right next to the other modes such as TDM and even free-for-all. However, it hasn't been getting the same kind of treatment within World War II like it has in past Call of Duties. This is simply because of the fact that players only receive 50 points per kill within this game mode and noticeably don't receive as many points for even capping flags or defending their flags from incoming enemies. Now, because of this, it's also been apparent that earning score streaks became much more harder as well due to this situation. For instance, in one of my past videos where I discussed about the score streaks within this game, I gave an example of how it takes 10 kills in a row in Domination to earn something like the recon aircraft. Not only does earning the recon aircraft become unsatisfying, but then it ends up leaving players disappointed and discouraged to want to continue playing Domination. I know that it happened to me, seeing how I'd rather play Hardpoint now versus Domination if I were looking into playing something else besides TDM. But of course, I would much rather play Domination at the end of the day, which is why I can now officially say that Domination XL is the preferred version of Domination that I would want to keep playing instead of the Domination 50 version. Because now I feel like I can earn my streaks much more frequently instead of having a hard time reaching a streak such as the fighter pilot as an example. Now, there are some people out there who actually prefer having Domination 50 instead, and their arguments are that people won't focus on the objective as much if we had an easier way to earn our streaks, or that it causes people to want to camp if they switch over to Domination 100, and that the entire game mode would end up having people who will just end up using the requisitions basic training and anybody would be able to earn those higher end streaks, causing people to once again forget about the objective. After hearing some of these arguments, a few of them makes sense to me and most of the other ones really don't, in my opinion. Let me explain. When it comes to people forgetting about playing the objective, that's true. I'll even go out and actually agree with that statement because I do end up seeing players who ignore the objective and only play the game mode due to be able to having a longer match than they would if they played something like TDM instead. But I only agree with this argument to a certain extent since we are only focusing on Domination at the moment. When it comes to Domination, of course we know that there are 3 flags only, and if one of the teams captures even 2 of the flags, their objective now becomes to defend their flags and lock down areas of the map to prevent the enemy team from capturing them. On the flip side of things, the other team's objective would then become to rush the 2 flags that aren't theirs and preferably maybe capture at least one of them and then defend it. So when it comes right back to the streaks in World War II, a majority of them can be used as an advantage to gain some of these map controls and help your team actually capture or defend these flags. For instance, when it comes to something like the artillery barrage or the mortar strikes, these streaks really don't get you a lot of kills unless if the enemy team decides to huddle up and stay in one area of the map and not move around as much, but these streaks are perfect to lock down a certain area of the map, which can become a huge game changer depending on the situation, of course. Another streak that can support this argument is the fire bombing run. Think about it this way, you and your team are trying to rush the B flag, but the enemy team is all over it. You, along with some of your team members, rush B and manage to eliminate all the enemies surrounding the flag. As a result, you are awarded with the fire bombing run, and then you call it in right between their spawn and the B flag. And bam, right there, you just locked out the other team for a good few seconds to be able to capture the flag. So there are many more examples that I could give when it comes to these streaks becoming effective in a game mode like Domination, but I think I proved my point on how most of these streaks can be beneficial and actually contribute to playing the objective within this game mode. Moving forward, the argument that people would just camp in the corner and use requisitions if Domination XL becomes a new permanent version of Domination is an argument that I will respectfully disagree on and think that it actually doesn't make much sense. Once again, I'll give an example to why I think this wouldn't become an issue. If I knew exactly where the enemy team was coming from and decided to rush within Domination XL, assuming I captured the flag close to my team spawn in the beginning of the round, rushed out and took about 4 enemies, and maybe getting a few assist points here and there, I now have enough to earn something like the recon aircraft. But if I switched over to something like Domination 50 and do the same exact thing that I just explained, I would probably be only halfway to earn the same exact score streak. So then when it comes to something like both situations, I would want to camp more in Domination 50 because I know that the more I rush and expose myself, the more I have a chance of being taken out. But in Domination XL, the time between the moment I decide to rush and the time I get taken out, the chances of me earning my streaks are higher in Domination XL due to being able to get my streaks much more quicker. Now, in addition, this is the same reason why requisitions wouldn't actually become a problem either. If the player is able to earn their streaks much more quicker and much more often, it would actually turn them away from wanting to use the requisition basic training, seeing how it would only be able to help them earn their streak one time during the entire game. The only time I could end up seeing someone use the requisitions perk within Domination XL is if they use a score streak such as the carpet bombing run or even the ball turret gunner. But even then, that's not too bad, seeing how these streaks aren't much of a threat due to not being able to last for that long. And from all the games that I've played within Domination XL, I haven't really been seeing anyone use these streaks as much, and even if they run with these streaks, I don't really see it being called in on the map as often. So I wouldn't really think that requisitions would be a really big issue within something like Domination XL versus something like in Domination 50. But overall, you guys, those are some of the reasons to why I feel like that Domination XL is the better version of Domination versus the regular Domination 50 we've had these past few months, and I'm really enjoying this new version of Domination. And to be honest, it's crazy to see how something small like the amount of XP you earn per kill can change one's incentive to wanting to play the game mode. Now, the sad news is that this game mode is only lasting for this weekend, which is kind of a bummer, but Sledgehammer Games will be taking our votes on Twitter, which I believe is going to happen after the game mode is gone, to see if players enjoyed this version of Domination versus the regular Domination 50. And who knows, maybe this could come back as a permanent game mode separately from the regular Domination 50, or maybe it could even become a replacement. In the end, I don't know what's really going to happen, but I do hope that we'd see Domination XL return one way or another in the future. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, you guys. What do you guys think? Is Domination XL a much better version of the game mode, or is Domination 50? I'm also going to go ahead and post a poll on my Twitter as well, so if you guys can go ahead and head over there and share your thoughts, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, as always, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected. I'll talk to y'all later.